Hello, my name is Katie, and I'm here today to do a good old-fashioned book haul. Hey, it's Editing Katie, popping in to say that this is an unhaul, not a haul. Get it together, Filming Katie. There's kind of a lot of books here. I'll probably count them and total them up and put it in the title or something, so you'll probably know before I do. Some of these I'm not going to have much to say about, and if that's the case, I'm just not going to say much about them. And I would like to get through this with a bit of haste, because I don't want to stay here all day. It gets hot under these lights. First things first, The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. If you've been around for a while, you already understand my hatred of this book. Secondly, we have Warcross and Wildcard? Yeah, Wildcard by Marie Lu. Warcross I liked, but the more I think about it, the less I like it. And then Wildcard I just straight up hated. Example of a series I shouldn't have finished. The Ash Princess, what is this? Ash Princess, Lady Smoke, and Ember Queen. I don't even have them in the right order. Basically, the first time around I enjoyed Ash Princess. Second time around I didn't like Ash Princess, nor did I like Lady Smoke, and Ember Queen was just terrible. Next we have a book from when I did the try chapter tag. I will link it in the cards. We have I War, War and Peace in the Information Age by Bill Gertz. There just wasn't a lot to this, and the political side of things was kind of making me mad, especially the way it was being presented as though like there was a solution. I don't know, whatever, I'm not reading it. Another book I DNF'd, On Grand Strategy by John Lewis Gaddis. This was just boring. I feel like this would make a better article or some kind of like short article series rather than a full book, because there was just like, I understood the point of the chapter and what he was getting at within like a page, but then I had to sit there and like read through the entire freaking chapter. Anyway, I'm getting rid of it. Another book I DNF'd, Decoding Andean Mythology by Marguerite B. Marindale. This was a case of I was just not the correct audience. I don't think there's anything wrong with the book. I just think it's more of an academic type of a book, not so much something for beginners who are just trying to learn about Andean mythology. Next, I have The Marriage Game by Alison Weir, another book I DNF'd. I will see if I can find the wrap-up where I discuss this and link it. I usually love Alison Weir, but not this book. Let's do some graphic novels, I guess. I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of I Hate Fairyland by Scotty Young. I loved the first volume of this. I thought it was so funny. And then each volume thereafter got progressively worse. And so I'm just getting rid of the whole thing. Next I have Monstrous. Okay, I liked this, and the art in this was great. But I know for a fact I'm not going to continue it, and I won't be reading it again. It doesn't hold any place in my heart, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass it on. Next we have Lock and Key. Who is this by? Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. I liked this well enough. I don't care to continue with it. If I want to be in this world, I'm just going to watch the Netflix show, to be perfectly frank. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. Next we have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Paper Girls. I don't remember having like any big issue with this series. I just didn't like it that much. I really liked the first volume, and then volumes 2 and 3 I just got less and less interested, so getting rid of these. Okay, I have some like middle grade and YA. This is The Metropolitans by Carol Goodman. This was good and this was fun, but it's not a book series that I want to continue with, and I don't really feel any like love towards it in particular. P.S. I Like You by Casey West. This was really cute and I really enjoyed it when I read it. I will never read it again though, and I see no reason to hold on to it. Pan's Labyrinth by oh my god. Whatever, maybe you can see it. Anyway, this was good. The pictures were nice. Again, I just don't care. It was an enjoyable read when I read it. Kind of wish I had just gotten it from the library though. Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. Enjoyed this when I read it. Don't care. I just don't care. I don't think YA contemporary is ever going to be a thing that's for me. I just don't care. We have The Girl in the Locked Room by Mary Downing Hahn. This was fine. I don't, it was fine. I don't care, I'm getting rid of it. I don't know. Some of these I just don't have anything to say. How to Train Your Dragon, the Complete Book of Dragons. I got this in an Owl Crate box, I think, and it was super cute, and if I had kids or something, I would probably hang on to it, but I don't, and so I'm just gonna let it go. Next we have the Truly Devious series. This is like a YA mystery, and it's Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stare, and The Hand on the Wall. I enjoyed this. This is probably the only YA mystery thriller type book series that I've ever actually liked, but I won't ever read it again. And this isn't something that I can see myself like recommending to friends of mine or anything. So I think I'm just gonna let it go. We have a couple random books here. I have The Sagan Conspiracy, NASA's Untold Plot to Suppress the People's Scientist Theory of Ancient Aliens by Donald L. Zagutis. I think I just picked this up because I thought it was funny, and I was like, oh, it's going to be all conspiracy theory, and I'm going to laugh. I'm never going to read it. I just don't care. The final Philippa Gregory book is being unhauled. This is The Last Tutor. I thought maybe this would be for me, but oh my gosh, I just can't. She is just not a historical fiction author that I like anymore. When I was a teenager, she was fine. She was great. But I just can't. I just can't. Oh, another graphic novel. Check Please. This was cute, but I don't quite understand the hype around it. Like, it was a kid who plays hockey who likes to bake, and like it's cool that he's gay or whatever. Like, that representation I think was done well, and it was fun, but I'm not going to continue with it. Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Groudon. I actually really enjoyed this, but I will not be continuing because this is a book that I don't think needed a sequel, and I know I'm not going to read it again, and to be honest, I don't know how much I will be recommending it either, so it just doesn't feel like a point in keeping it. The next two are both by Stephen King. I have Mr. Mercedes and The Outsider. I was gonna try Stephen King because he's so much talked about, and I bought The Outsider. Or did somebody give it to me? I'm not sure. But then I heard that you should read Mr. Mercedes' series before reading The Outsider, so I picked this up. I'm just not, if you saw the anti-TBR tag, I just don't care. I just don't care about Stephen King. I don't want to read his stuff. This has been sitting on my shelves probably for 3 years now, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, so there's no point in keeping it. The next three here are all by Sarah Destin. I have Saint Anything, The Rest of the Story, and Once and For All. Sarah Destin is an author that I loved when I was a teenager, like a young teen. And, you know, like, reading her books now, there's like a nostalgia factor there, and I do enjoy them. But I'm never going to read them again. They're not something that I'm really going to recommend highly on my channel or anything like that, so I'm just going to part ways with them. Randomly, I found, mixed in with all the YA, I found God, A Human History by Riza Aslan. This is another one that was in my Try a Chapter tag, which I will have linked. I started it. I'm just not interested. I can't foresee myself being interested anytime in the near future, or the far future for that matter, so I'm just going to get rid of it. The next three here are by Maggie Hall. It's the Conspiracy of Us series. This was fun. This was a really fun series. It was very, kind of had like a National Treasure type vibe, and it was just filled with like wealthy people having access to these things. I don't know, it was a fun series. I recommend reading it if you're just looking for something, I don't really want to call it guilty pleasure, but along the lines of like the Selection series or something. This is kind of in that vein where it's not really that much of a story, but it's fun all the same. But I'm never going to read them again, and I doubt highly they're going to feature on my channel, so. We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This was really good, but again, I just don't, YA contemporary is not something I like. It's not something I read that often, and it's not something I'm ever going to reread. Just seeing them don't bring me any joy, so I'm just going to go ahead and offload it. Oh look, another YA, The Shadow Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. I bought this because it was described as like a fantasy novel for Slytherins, and I am a Slytherin and proud of it, but it was fine. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. I didn't enjoy it that much. I do like Daughter of the Pirate King. That duology, I really enjoyed. If you're looking for something like piratey, I'd say go ahead and give that a shot, but this one just didn't quite measure up to that. Oh, here's a controversial one. This is Binti, the Complete Trilogy by Nadia Korafor. I got almost all the way done with this. It's just, I don't know, like I know so many people love this and they say Nadia Korafor is like their favorite author. And like I'm really happy for them that that's the case. And I think if this wasn't a short story collection, I think if this had all been written in one go as a complete novel, I would have enjoyed it more. Because I had so many questions and so many things that just weren't being explained or explored to my satisfaction that this is just not for me. However, if there are any Nadia Korafor books that you think I will like better than this, please let me know. Because based on like the style of writing and stuff, I can see why people enjoy her as an author. This is The Opposite of Innocent by Sonia Sones. This was fine. This is written in verse, and it's about this teen girl who's kind of being taken advantage of by her father's best friend or something along those lines. It was done tastefully. It wasn't too creepy weird or anything like that, but I'm not rereading it, and I don't really see any point in keeping it. Next we have Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. Anyway, this was fine. It's a YA fantasy. I enjoyed it enough. Yeah, it was fine. I'm just not keeping it. Next we have The Empress of All Seasons by Amiko Jean. I read it. I feel like I enjoyed it, but I could not tell you one single solitary thing about it, so it's gotta go. Then we have A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. This was fine, but to me this is another one of those where it's supposed to be inspired by like African folklore and mythology and things like that, but it doesn't feel like it. It still just feels very European to me. And like, I have enough of those, so if you want something in that, I recommend Raybearer over this 100 times over. Next I have Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. I actually love this cover. It was an Owl Crate exclusive, and I kind of want to keep it just for the cover. And then there's like a strong sister relationship in this, which I think is really interesting. I'm not going to reread it or anything, I don't think, so it's just time. Alright, last stack we have Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. This is a sci-fi. It has to do with like a little robot dude and this girl. Anyway, it was fine. I'm just not going to continue with the series, so I don't see a point in keeping it. When it comes to sci-fi, the Illuminae trilogy, Chronicle of the Illuminae Files, there's the series name, much better than this. We have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I've been holding on to this for a long time because the cover is gorgeous. I didn't really care for the book that much though. Like, it was good, but I'd rather have the book of fairy tales that this whole book is surrounding. Like, the main character, her grandmother wrote this book of like horrifying, kind of like underground type fairy tale stories. And I'd rather read those than this. This just wasn't that good. We have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This was fine. I don't remember much anything about it other than it contains discussion about OCD. Like the main character has OCD, I believe, and so does John Green. Something along those lines. I'm not totally clear. That's the only thing I remember about it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And then the very last book is Courting Darkness by Robin Lefevers. This was good. The problem was I didn't realize there was a trilogy that came before this and that I think I really needed to read because I was very confused on a lot of things here. And I think if I had read that, I'd have been much better off. But as it is, I don't want to go back and read that, and I'm not continuing with this because I'm already confused. So we're just going to part ways. Whew! Not bad. I think I did that pretty quickly. Anyway, let me know if you have any comments about the books that I'm getting rid of, if you want to argue for me keeping them. You know, that's your prerogative. If you make a good enough argument, maybe I will. It's been known to happen. If you're new here and you like my content, subscribe. Stick around. I'd love to see you in my comments. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye.